All right, let's get right into it. There is a massive story unfolding in global finance right now, and honestly, it's something you need to be aware of. The world's central banks are buying gold like it's going out of style, at a pace we haven't seen in more than half a century. So today, we're going to figure out why it's happening and what it could mean for the future of, well, everything. And this quote right here, wow, it just cuts right to the chase, doesn't it? It really forces you to stop and think. If the very people who control our money are starting to lose faith in it, what are the rest of us supposed to do? This isn't just some abstract idea. Their actions are telling us this is a real present-day concern. And those actions, they're speaking volumes. We are literally witnessing a historic pivot. We're talking about the world's most powerful banks gobbling up physical gold at a rate that's off the charts, the highest in over 50 years. This is not some small tweak to their portfolios, folks. It's a seismic shift, and the tremors could be huge. So you have to ask, right? What is going on here? Why this sudden, almost frantic rush into gold? Is there something more to this story that we're not being told? Okay, now just look at this chart. The visual here tells the story better than I can. You can see that central bank gold buying has just gone vertical in the last couple of years. It absolutely dwarfs what they were doing in the 2010s. This isn't a slow and steady change. This is a sudden, massive surge. Now, the easy explanation you'll hear everywhere is, oh, gold is just a safe haven. When times get tough, you buy gold. And sure, that's definitely part of the story. But does it really explain the sheer urgency and the mind-boggling scale of what we're seeing? It feels like there's more to it than that. To really get the full picture, we can't just look at what they're buying. We have to look at the other side of the coin. What are they selling to buy all this gold? And that, my friends, is where the story gets really, really interesting. And here it is. Lay it out as clearly as possible. We hear all about the gold buying. What we don't hear as much about is that at the same time, they're dumping U.S. Treasury bonds. So think about that. This isn't just a move towards the safety of gold. It's a very deliberate move away from the U.S. dollar. So when you put those two things together, buying gold like crazy and selling U.S. bonds, a much clearer picture starts to emerge. This isn't just about shuffling assets. Many analysts are looking at this and calling it what it is, a global vote of no confidence in the entire financial system as we know it. To really understand how big a deal this is, let's do a quick refresher on the money in your wallet. It's called fiat currency. It's not backed by gold or anything physical. Its value comes from one thing and one thing only: trust. Trust in the government that issues it. That's the entire foundation. And that right there is the heart of this entire story. When the most powerful financial players on the planet start swapping their government-backed paper for a lump of shiny physical metal, it's a massive signal that the trust, that very foundation, is starting to crack. This whole trend actually has a name. It's called De-Dollarization, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's the process of countries around the world actively trying to break free from their reliance on the US dollar, often by turning to assets like gold. So that begs the question, why is this happening with so much intensity right now? Well, the truth is, this countdown didn't just start yesterday. The seeds for this were planted, believe it or not, decades ago. Let's just run through the key moments that got us here. It started with the 2008 financial crisis, which really exposed just how fragile the system was. Then came years and years of massive money printing, which naturally made people worry about the dollar's real value. And more recently, the use of financial sanctions has basically forced other countries to start looking for an escape hatch from the dollar system. I think there's a really powerful way to visualize what's happening. Imagine a US dollar bill slowly burning. As it turns to ash, what do you see glowing underneath? A solid gold bar. It's a perfect metaphor for one system built entirely on trust, slowly giving way to another, built on a real, tangible asset. So, we've unpacked the mystery behind the Great Gold Rush. But now we have to face the big one. What happens next? What does this mean for global markets, for our economies, and for the money we use every single day? Because this isn't some abstract theory. This has real-world consequences. So let's just quickly recap the key things to remember from all this. Number one, central banks are buying gold and selling U.S. bonds at a record clip. Number two, this is so much more than a simple safe haven play. It's a conscious, deliberate pivot. It signals a deep decline of faith in the dollar-based fiat system. This whole process has a name: de-dollarization. And maybe the biggest takeaway of all, the countdown on the current system has already begun. And that leaves us all with one final, and I think absolutely critical question. The people who literally run the world's money system are hedging their bets. They're preparing for a future that looks very different from the past. The only question left is, are you?